This morning, a partial government shutdown in Washington ahead, the impacts you may notice.
Plus, a gubernatorial candidate is taking a stand on AI data centers. Ahead, a preview of our exclusive interview with Representative Hong.
And it is Groundhog Day. We are checking in on Punxsutawney Phil in Pennsylvania as the party is underway.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Monday. Thanks for waking up with us. It looks like they're having quite the time out there in Pennsylvania this morning.
Oh yeah, they start early. They go all night.
They go all
there
out.
In Punxsutawney on Gobbler's Knob. We'll check in from there in a moment. First, let's get you out the doors. Fana Burrito has your first warn weather and traffic. Good morning.
Good morning. We're tracking some slick spots out there. We've got a lot of blues on this map that is partially covered roadways. Can confirm they're definitely slick outside. Could see some black ice as you're heading out the door early to mid-morning, so just be mindful of that. It's much more widespread to the northwest, Lone Rock, the Dells, Camp Douglas, La Crosse, and Viroqua. We still have some slow-going areas across northern Dane County and down just to the west of Janesville. On radar, we do have a few flurries. That's all up towards Fond du Lac at the moment. Nothing across Dane County, all that breaking up and moving out of here, so we're not going to be dealing with any more snow accumulation, but could see some slick spots out there. Temperatures not bad right now. We're looking at the 20s, near the 20-degree mark across a lot of the area, but we do have a lot of cloud cover. We will see sunshine later in the day, and temperatures, at least in the near future, could reach the 30s. We'll have one of those return coming up.
Savannah, thank you. We begin this morning with a look at the partial government shutdown. Right now, the U.S. is dealing with the partial government shutdown despite a deal being made in the Senate.
Yeah, that deal is now set to head to the House, who could vote on it as soon as tomorrow. If passed, it would fund many government agencies for the rest of the year, except for the Department of Homeland Security. That agency would get funded for 2 weeks as lawmakers continue to discuss its funding after the ICE shooting deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Good. However, it's unclear if the bill would pass tomorrow.
So I think it's all of our responsibilities to reopen the government.
I'm not just a no, I'm a firm no, and I'm going to advocate with colleagues that they vote no.
This time, the shutdown will not impact SNAP benefits like it did in October. However, it is expected to hinder air travel and might even impact those looking to get certain federal loans.
Now to the latest in Minnesota. A 5-year-old boy who went viral after immigration agents detained him and his father are now back home amid a pending asylum case. Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro posted a video of Liam Ramos and his father walking out of an ICE facility. It came after a judge ordered their release.
While we have really good news and a ray of light that, we have some family members coming back, ICE is still here.
As more people protest around the country, President Trump says he directed the Department of Homeland Security to not intervene in Democratic-led cities unless local leaders request it.
Meanwhile, the state is supporting Minnesota's lawsuit challenging President Trump's deployment of ICE and Border Patrol. Attorney General Josh Kaul joined an amicus brief with 20 other states that says the immigration crackdown is unconstitutional. The brief argues that ICE's conduct must be restrained and that federal immigration surges infringe on states' rights. Governor Tony Evers went as far to call the federal agents' actions in the Twin Cities dangerous and unlawful.
603, online sextortion is one of the most dangerous threats facing children today. A report from the Wisconsin Department of Justice says the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force received over 650 sextortion-related cyber tips last year. And protecting your kids online is getting harder than ever. And in some cases, the consequences can turn deadly in just hours. I share what parents need to know to prevent and take action against sextortion. That's tonight after FBI on News 3 now at 10.
During this week's For the Record, political reporter Ellie LaLiberte sat down with gubernatorial candidate and state representative Francesca Hong. Hong, the first Asian American elected to Wisconsin state legislature. She represents much of downtown Madison, the east and north sides, and Maple Bluff. She's also a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. One issue that will continue to be prominent in the campaign are AI data centers. Lawmakers are trying to figure out just how to regulate them.
What is the role of a state government in regulating these AI data centers?
So we have proposed a
moratorium on the construction of new AI data centers here in the state to make sure that we have more information on how data is being controlled, that we have more information about what sort of long-term economic impacts that this is going to have on our communities across the state.
Do you think that this moratorium could put a halt on some of the finances that people could see coming from these centers?
It's imperative that we fix this skewed shared revenue system that has made it so that the state is hoarding money that should absolutely be going back to our communities.
It is a crowded race in the Democratic primary. On your screen are all the candidates. The primary is on August 11th. The general is November 3rd. On the Republican side, Congressman Tom Tiffany and Andy Mansky. By the way, you can watch Ellie's full conversation with Francesca Hong and other candidates on channel3000.com. For the Record airs every Sunday here on WISC-TV at 10:30 a.m.
6:05 now to the war in Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky says trilateral talks between the U.S., Ukraine, and Russia could resume this week. According to Zelensky, the talks were set to be held yesterday, but were moved to Wednesday and Thursday due to U.S. and Iranian tensions. The meetings come just 2 weeks after the trio held their first set of constructive talks in Abu Dhabi.
Today, aid is expected to flow once again into Gaza through the Rafah crossing. The site reopened with a limited capacity yesterday as crews began testing inspection efforts for today's full relaunch. The site was closed in May of 2024 and was only temporarily reopened early last year to allow some medical patients to leave Gaza. The reopening of Egypt's Rafah crossing, Rafah Gate, is seen as a key step in the ongoing ceasefire agreement. All right, when it comes to fees at the doctor's office, some are being hit with a surprise facility fee unrelated to the medical treatment they receive.
Consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn here in studio this morning breaking down how this happens and if you could be affected. Michelle Renee?
Chris, Kyrion, good morning. When hospitals own independent clinics, patients can be charged for facility fees. Now, those are intended to help hospitals offset high overhead costs like overnight care or specialized equipment. And patients, in addition to their care costs, may be hit with that facility fee charged an outpatient. Now, UW Health's hospital-owned facility fee for an office visit is $262 for Wisconsin locations. Clinics that are not hospital-owned charge a single fee, and that's owned by the physician groups, not the hospital. And that includes all the costs associated with running their practice. So that's on your screen now. UW Medical Foundation, UW Department of Family Medicine and Community Health Clinics, as well as the Swedish American Medical Group. And a recent poll from health policy research firm KFF says 2/3 of Americans say they are very or somewhat worried about affording health care. And this facility fee is especially difficult for those who are on fixed incomes.
Yes, there's always those fees that you're not sure about. And then, yeah, they do get you that way because you're like paying for the physician instead of the hospital. Yes. And that can be confusing.
Always make sure to double check your receipts, your hospital bills, anything like that. And sometimes if you have a wrongful fee, you might need to call for action or call the hospital, whatever you need to do to get that fee set.
All right, good information. Michelle Renee, thank you.
Right now, nominations for Best of Madison are live. You have until the 28th of this month, so vote for your favorite business, restaurants, and a whole lot more. You can vote right now at channel3000.com.
Well, let's get another live look at Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, where any second now, Phil is set to make his prediction. Look at them. They're getting all geared up. They're ready to go, doing a little jig on stage. He's going to be predicting that early spring or 6 more weeks of winter. The first official Groundhog Day dates back to 1887 in Punxsutawney. So we'll see what happens here in a few. Hopefully we can catch them coming out. But they go all out up here.
So they've been partying all night long.
And think about how early. I mean, they've been doing this since it's 7 a.m. over there now. But, they've been out there for hours now. And look how many people are there.
It's packed once again. Gobblers now. I'm getting ready for a Punxsutawney Phil. That's so much pomp and circumstance and celebrations. Big deal for them, I know. And
they're like,
that's where I want to be right now.
They probably practice all year to do this because, there's no way.
It's their time to shine, I guess. Yeah. All right, temperature doesn't look too bad right there,
so
Savannah.
It's like
I know, all the fire and flames going
Yes.
off. Yeah, but we're dealing with the 20s and 30s. That's what we have in the next several days. So I think we're going to see some sunshine later in the day. We have cloud cover right now, slick spots because of yesterday's snow. So we still have a little bit of flurry activity far north of here. But yeah, waking up with some decent cloud cover before we see the sunshine later in the day. 20s, we're looking at the lower to mid 20s and then getting down to about 10 degrees again. I do think winds are going to be a little bit of a factor, gusting up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Still not the breeziest day out of your work week, nor the warmest day either. So we had the 20s over the weekend. That's going to continue the next few days, but then we've got our eyes on the end of the week because breezy conditions return, and that's when 30s return too. We'll talk about how long they could stick around.
Savannah, thank you. Still ahead, we're live in Sun Prairie ahead of their Groundhog Day celebration.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Well, it is a big morning in the 608. We are waiting the prediction of Sun Prairie Jimmy and if we're going to see an early spring.
Our Josh Fighter is live in downtown Sun Prairie with a preview. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you guys. We're live on Cannery Square this morning. One of our favorite days of the year because we're in the Groundhog capital of the world, of course, right here in downtown Sun Prairie. And we are just over a half hour away from the big event kicking off. You can see them getting the stage ready behind us where Sun Prairie Jimmy will be making his appearance. And we're hoping that he has some good news for us. We've got Jade and Holly joining us live this morning from Sun Prairie Parks and Rec. Jade, I want to start with you first off. We got to talk about this hat. Look at this hat right here.
Yes. Big Jimmy fan. We're ready to hear his prediction, and if it's not spring, I don't know.
We're not having it, right?
No, not with this weather. No, I think we're all ready for a little bit of an early spring.
Absolutely. So this is the 78th annual Groundhog Day prognostication. This is a big deal for Sun Prairie.
It is, yes. People wait once a year to come see Jimmy's prediction, and so it's definitely one of the most popular days of the year here in Sun Prairie.
And this is kind of the culmination of Frozen Fest, Holly, which this is also a big event for Sun Prairie too.
Yeah, definitely. The Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department, we put on a week-long event. It's kicked off last Wednesday, 14 different events, free and open to the public. And we had a winter beer garden, we had a hibernation hustle race, also a puzzle contest, something for everybody, indoor, outdoor. And we have some ice sculptures down here in Cannery Square, too, that were part of it.
That's so cool because this is that time of the year. You guys are trying to get people out, and especially into downtown to support businesses here, too.
Yeah, I mean, for our Park, Recs, and Forestry team, we have so many fun summer events. And we really want to focus on bringing people out during this post-holiday slump. Nobody really wants to voluntarily go outside when it's this cold. So when you give them a good reason to, gives them a chance to come out, be social, do some fun activities. And yeah, who doesn't want to come out and see Jimmy? So it's a great pull to come outside. They only have to be outside for an hour max, and then I promise they'll have a good time.
It's actually not too bad out here this morning.
No.
So we mentioned the event's going to kick off 6:45. His official prediction, of course, around sunrise, so about 7:11 this morning.
Yes. He'll whisper to the mayor in his language and let us know whether we'll have a longer winter or an early spring. He actually has a 60% accuracy rate, which is, I think, the 9th highest rated by NOAA. So I think we can really fall back on what he says.
And how lucky are we to have that right here in our own backyard? That's pretty cool.
Oh yes, yeah. We're lucky to have an accurate groundhog.
Well, we're gonna hope for some good news here shortly.
Yes. Spring. We do our hibernation hustle yesterday, and so people choose their shirts based on whether they think we'll have a longer winter and early spring. A lot of people chose winter.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was like, please be wrong.
I know. Well, we're going to find out here shortly. Ladies, thank you so much for your time this morning. And again, that program going to get started here shortly. If you'd like to learn more, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. And, of course, right here on News 3 Now, we're going to be letting you know throughout the day what comes from Jimmy the Groundhog, guys.
Well, they need to get some music going up in Sun Prairie. Get the party going. Jimmy's a big deal.
Yeah, you know it. Josh, thanks a lot.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email us for a chance to be featured.
All right, checking into Savannah now, your first warning forecast. Take a look at the roads out there. Might be a little slick, you think?
Yeah, I do think we'll be slick all the way through about mid-morning. We do have a lot of blues, partially covered roadways. Can confirm they're wet from yesterday evening snow. The blue, though, much more widespread to our northwest. Lone Rock, Viroqua, La Crosse, Camp Douglas. But we still do have some slick spots across northern Dane County and west of Janesville, so parts of western Rock County. Might want to allow a little bit of extra time. The flurries that we have on radar, that's all directly to our northeast up near Fond du Lac. We're not going to see any additional accumulation, but that little snow that we got yesterday still did make things slick out there yesterday evening, and that's what we're still seeing this morning. Madison is now up to 9 miles, so visibilities are gradually continuing to come up. Janesville and Monroe still dealing with about 5, and then Waukesha and Viroqua at 7. A lot of us have reached full visibility. That's 10 at the moment. Temperatures continue to fall, though. La Crosse and Viroqua both at 19, 23 in Lone Rock, and we're at 22 in Madison. We've been there for quite some time. We do have wind chills factored in as well. Those feel like we're down to the teens across some of southern Wisconsin, and a few of us these single digits. That's really just been the case in La Crosse, and then Viroqua did briefly fall down to what feels like 8. They're now up to 10. We're at 16 in Madison, 17 in Monroe. So at this point, most of us do have a wind chill factored in. Temperatures still expected to fall another degree or 2, and then we'll rebound back in the lower to mid 20s today, and that's not even the warmest day ahead. For the first couple of days it is, but then our eyes turn towards late in the week. That's when temperatures come up, but also breezy conditions return. Winds will be a little bit of a factor today with gusts around 15, maybe as high as 20 miles per hour, but as we get towards the end of the week, that's when winds are going to rebound Friday up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour. But towards the end of the week, Thursday and Friday, that's when our temperatures are going to be warm again. 32 on Thursday, 30 on Friday, and then most of next week we're looking at least the mid, if not upper 30s too. So definitely more mild. We just got to get through a couple of nights where we're down to the single digits again, but we've got the 20s that are going to return for the nighttime hours too, which is well above average.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Me
Let's
too.
see the higher temps.
Yeah.
Savannah, thank you.
Not too bad at all. All right, let's check on your first warn traffic this morning. No major incidents that should slow down the morning commute. Like Savannah said, might be a little slick out there though. All green as we head into the rush hour though.
And also ahead, we're talking potatoes. Allison Dairyland will join us to share some unique recipes.
And U.S. dealing with another government shutdown this morning. Coming up in our next half hour, Michelle Renee Quinn breaking out how it can impact you.
And before we head to break, let's take a look at those gas prices this morning. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Did you know Wisconsin ranks 3rd in the nation for growing potatoes?
Allison Dairyland is here. Sarah Hagen out to show us some unique potato recipes you might want to try at home. All right, what do you have to show us first?
All right, my first up is our recipe, a loaded pizza baked potato recipe that I am featuring today.
Like a pizza baked potato.
Correct.
That's what you've got up here. If we can get a shot of this, if we can zoom in here. Are there like little pepperonis?
There are. So this recipe uses russet potatoes, which are one of the many varieties grown in Wisconsin. What I did was I baked the russet potatoes and then I fluffed up the inside. Then for the pizza sauce, I took tomato sauce, pepperoni, onions, Italian seasoning, and mushrooms are optional. Filled the potatoes with that. Of course, you can't forget our ooey gooey melty Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. So you have to get that on there, put them under the broiler, and then serve them warm to any of your loved ones. And since we are on the Wisconsin Potato Love campaign, this recipe is perfect for any Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day gatherings, even some big game celebrations coming up with either football or basketball, or maybe just enjoying in the comfort of your own home.
Love that. Okay, what else is on the list?
I did bring some potato chip, chocolate chip cookies for you to try as well. And again, this just shows the versatility of Wisconsin potatoes. Of course, Wisconsin potatoes, they're the heart of our state. They're rooted in our fertile soil, and they can be used in so many ways. Whether you like them baked into a cookie or fried, mashed, boiled, stewed, whatever the case may be, they really bring that warmth and tenderness to our meals that we might be looking for, especially this time of year.
Oh my God. Can I say something?
Skeptical about
Can I say something about these cookies? They taste incredible, but they're like almost lighter and more airy, like they're not as dense as like a normal chocolate chip cookie. Very delicious.
I'm glad to hear it.
You know, I'm from central Wisconsin. We have a lot of potato growers up there. Huge industry. Talk a little bit about the economics of potatoes and what they do for this state.
Well, we are the third ranking state in the nation for potato production, as you mentioned, but we are first east of the Mississippi River. So we are the potato king in this part of the country. We have over 67,000 acres in potatoes each year that we harvest, and they're a huge economic driver for our state. We also grow more varieties of potatoes than any other state in the nation. We've got 6 of them, including those russets, round red, round whites, yellow flesh, blue and purple potatoes, and fingerlings. You name it.
Sarah hanging out, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've got a lot more news for you now this morning coming up. We are live in Sun Prairie waiting for Jimmy the Groundhog, and we have some weather to get to this morning. Hi there, Savannah.
Oh, guys, yeah, we're tracking the 20s right now. Had a little bit of snow on radar, and we saw that yesterday. It was a little bit more widespread during the evening and overnight hours, and we did see some slick spots. We'll have an update on road conditions.
All right, Savannah, thank you. And also ahead, we're taking a look at some Black History Month events. This morning, all eyes are on Capitol Hill as lawmakers try to end the ongoing government shutdown.
And we just got an announcement from Punxsutawney Phil. Are we going to see an early spring? We'll let you know in just a moment.
All the hard work is worth it for sure.
Plus, one Badger is making Olympic history. How the Kelsey brothers are ensuring her family gets to see the journey.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us. Hope you had a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, great weekend. A little bit of warmer weather. Got outside. So we got Black History Month going on now, and it's Groundhog Day. We have a lot to get to. We've been showing you Punxsutawney Phil all morning long, and he did not.
No. I guess we'll find out here in a second.
See his shadow. So I think we're going to see 6 more weeks or whatever. We're going to get that clarified. But that just came in just a moment ago. It doesn't matter what the groundhog says. Savannah, we've got some slippery roads out there this morning.
Yeah, we had some winter weather yesterday evening and overnight, and that did create slick spots out there. There is some black ice, definitely wet roads can confirm that. Little bit of blue across northern Dane County, the western half of Rock County, and it is more widespread across Lone Rock, Viroqua, Camp Douglas, and Wisconsin Dells. So any blue on this map, that is partially ice-covered roadways. Got a little bit of snow out there still that's falling northeast of Madison up near Watertown, and especially by Fond du Lac. We're not going to see any additional accumulation, but keep in mind the slick roads. Might want to give yourself a little bit of extra time before heading out. Temperatures, those are pretty nice. We're in the 20s right now, a lot better than the single digits and sub-zero temps we had just a week ago today. We'll get back into the lower to mid-20s this afternoon, and we'll have when the 30s are going to arrive. That's coming up.
All right, Savannah, thank you. This morning, eyes on Capitol Hill as we begin the week in a partial government shutdown. The Senate reached a deal before the Friday deadline, but it isn't official until the House votes.
The House is expected to vote on the funding package tomorrow. The legislation would fund most government agencies through much of the year, but it only provides 2 weeks of funding for the Department of Homeland Security, while lawmakers negotiate reforms to immigration enforcement.
Body cameras should be mandatory. Masks should come off. Judicial warrants should absolutely be required, consistent with the Constitution in our view, before DHS agents or ICE agents are breaking into the homes of the American people or ripping people out of their cars.
Calls for greater oversight and reform intensified after federal immigration agents shot and killed 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis.
This partial shutdown is vastly different from the record closure that we saw last fall. Right now, some departments do have funding,
but several others do not. Consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn breaks down where you could feel the impact most. Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. The departments without funding include Health and Human Services, Education, Transportation, Department of Housing and Urban Development, the IRS, Defense, State, and Department of Labor. Now, these must all stop non-essential work. Essential workers are expected to continue without pay. That's including air traffic controllers and TSA. You'll remember during the last shutdown, this caused major delays at airports nationwide. But unlike the shutdown this past fall, federal agencies and programs programs such as nutrition assistance or SNAP, for example, will not be affected and continue to operate through September. The Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, known as WIC, will also not be affected. The House Rules Committee will convene today at 4 p.m., and that's the last stop before it goes to the House floor.
All right, Michelle Renee, a lot to break down. Thank you. I want to get to some more local news now here at 6:33 in Beloit. 2 people are in custody for a shooting that put 1 person in the hospital. It happened Saturday night around 9:30. Officers responded to Skyline Drive near the Telford Park baseball field for reports of shots fired. Police arrested a minor for a first-degree attempted homicide, attempted robbery, and recklessly endangering safety. They also arrested an 18-year-old on an armed robbery charge.
And right now, nominations for Best of Madison are live. Vote through February 28th for your favorite businesses, TV personalities, restaurants, and more. You can find the link right now on channel3000.com.
Well, taking a live look at Puxatawny, PA this morning, where Phil has made his prediction. So he did see his shadow. So that means 6 more weeks of winter. We are still waiting, of course, for Sun Prairie Jimmy's prediction. That's coming up in about a half an hour.
So our predictions were right. 6 more weeks of winter, along with the Groundhog.
Yeah.
Hang on in there. To be expected.
Hey, Black History Month kicked off yesterday, and there are a lot of events going on. The Alumni Association at UW-Madison hosted Legacy and Libations yesterday, an event that celebrates the Black community here in town.
That's right. This year's theme, Taking Flight, highlights UW-Madison student projects and small alumni-owned businesses. One of those projects, Soul Folk Collective. It's a new research department at UW that centers and documents the stories of Madison's Black community.
The University of Wisconsin-Madison is a major institution in our state. It's a forefront university in research and academics, and so we thought it was really important to highlight the work of Black Badgers, both students who are actively at the university, as well as the excellence that has come out of the university with our alumni and their businesses.
The Black Affinity Group was created to connect Black alumni, providing opportunities for engagement, discussion, and mentorship with current students.
More events this month. On the 13th, the Black Business Hub's hosting its Black Love event. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. and it's free. Then on the 21st, the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce is hosting Minding My Black-Owned Business. It's a market featuring 40 local vendors. That's happening from 12 to 3 at the Elver Park Neighborhood Center. UW-Madison and the Overture Center are both hosting a full slate of events all month long. We'll be covering Black History Month here on News 3 Now all month as well. One of my favorite stories of the day here at the Olympics, Layla Edwards is set to make history as the first Black female to represent the U.S. in hockey.
Yes, before heading to Milan, U.S. Hockey scheduled a rivalry game against Canada in Cleveland, Edwards' hometown. Her parents have been by her side throughout her journey, and thanks to a GoFundMe boost from fellow Ohio natives, Travis and Jason Kelsey, they will be there to cheer her on at the Olympics as well.
Opening ceremony, watching her walk with all of those athletes that are representing their countries, that's pretty big.
We're, trying our hardest, to make sure that she knows that it doesn't matter, how she performs, that, we love her to death.
All the hard work is worth it for sure.
We love to see it. Layla, we are rooting for you. She grew up dreaming of playing in the Badger women's hockey team, and she has won 2 national titles in her 3 years at UW. 21 years old, living the dream.
I can't imagine how proud her parents must be.
Man.
That their daughter is going to the Olympics, and they get a chance to go watch in person now thanks to the Kelsey brothers.
Yes, I love it. Can't wait to see what she does out there.
We're rooting for you.
Well, let's check in now with Savannah, who's getting you ready to head out the door. Savannah ran into a couple of slick spots this morning.
Yeah, that was the big story this morning. We are still tracking wet roadways and icy spots, so give yourself a little bit of extra time. Still going to be cold the next couple of days, closer to normal, but in the 20s, lower to mid 20s, which is a little bit cooler than normal still. We turn breezy towards the end of the week, Thursday and especially Friday, and during that time frame is actually when our temperatures come back up to above average. Now that is going to take us into early to midweek next week, where we do have a bigger warm up to talk about. We'll have how well above average we're going to be and how long that could also stick around for.
All right, thank you, Savannah. Coming up, the night's best moments and the biggest winners from the Grammys.
And also, we're live in Sun Prairie ahead of their Groundhog Day celebration. Josh Spider is there awaiting Sun Prairie Jimmy's prediction in the 608.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
And we are back at 6:41 on your Monday in the 608 this morning. Okay, so we've heard from Punxsutawney Phil. We have not yet heard, though, from Sun Prairie Jimmy.
All right, and Josh Spider is live in downtown Sun Prairie with a preview of what we can expect. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you guys live here on Cannery Square as the Jimmy the Prognostication is going to be starting here in just a couple of minutes. You can see them getting the stage set right now. This is the 78th prognostication by Sun Prairie Jimmy, and joining us this morning is Sandy Zhang. She is with the city of Sun Prairie. Sandy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh.
So we just found out that this is both our 8th Groundhog Day prognostication. How exciting for us.
Super exciting, and the weather's great, so I'm happy to be here.
And you're also rocking one of the Groundhog hats, too.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's a good way to celebrate Jimmy and hopefully, encourage folks who might not be out here yet to come on down.
Yeah, so you're starting to see or hear a little action behind us. The event is just going to be getting started here. Of course, the official prediction by Jimmy comes about a 7-11 this morning.
That's correct, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about this event, because this is super special for the city of Sun Prairie.
It is, yes, yep. So as you mentioned, this is our 78th annual prognostication. So it's a huge tradition here in Sun Prairie. Every February 2nd, we bring a huge crowd down to downtown Sun Prairie. And, as you can see here, we've got lots of families, folks of all ages coming down to celebrate Jimmy.
Well, we're hoping we're going to get some better news, because Punxsutawney Phil did not give us the news that we wanted this morning. But Jimmy's accuracy rate is pretty high.
Yes, his accuracy rate is 60%. So, I'm really confident in Jimmy this morning.
Yeah, we're hoping for an early spring. But either way, what an event for Sun Prairie. This is really special for getting the community together. I'm seeing mayors from all over the Madison area too. So it's bringing the whole area up and together here early in the morning.
Yes, yep. So Groundhog Day is the culmination of Frozen Fest. And so during Frozen Fest throughout that week, we celebrate all the fun winter festivities you can do here. And so, it's great to kind of end the week with Groundhog Day to really celebrate winter while we still have it.
And, Cannery Square is super special. If folks haven't been to downtown Sun Prairie, it's really the center of this community, and with businesses and stuff, this could be kind of a slow time for them. So it's good to see some of that business here too.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a lot of businesses that will be open right after the prognostication to hopefully encourage folks to stick around downtown.
So if people are watching right now, there's still some time to get down here, because we got about 25 minutes before the official prognostication.
Yes, and we've got free downtown parking here in Sun Prairie, so there's still time to come on out and then grab some coffee or some breakfast and check out some of our downtown businesses.
78 years, that's a long time. There's a lot of history there.
Yes, 78 years is a really long time, and, I look forward to having many more.
Awesome. Well, Sandy, thank you for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh. Happy to be here.
Yes, absolutely. And if you'd like to learn more about the prognostication, or if you can't stick around to watch, we will be streaming this live on the News 3 Now Facebook page and channel3000.com. Again, that official prediction will be coming around to 7-11 this morning, and of course, we'll have more coverage later on this morning. But we're awaiting Sun Prairie Jimmy right now, and I'm hoping that he's going to give us an early spring, guys, because I think we deserve it after that long, cold, and dark January.
Yes, I agree. But who do we go with? Phil or Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Jimmy for sure. That is 100%.
Let's do it. All right. Thanks, Josh. Josh is always looking for cool stuff to share in the 608. Got something inspiring? Reach out and let him know about it.
But we know who has the real deal about what is going on outside.
Real deal.
The real deal. Savannah, the real deal burrito.
Thank you. Yes, I try my best. Well, we did have some winter weather yesterday and the overnight hours that did make slick conditions outside for commutes early this morning. And we still have a little bit of activity on radar that's up near Watertown and Fond du Lac. We're not going to see any additional accumulation here really across southern Wisconsin, and definitely not Dane County. But keep in mind the roads are icy or at least wet. Could run into those slick spots this morning yet. 9 miles in Madison, 5 miles in Janesville, and 7 in Monroe. So visibilities continue to come up. They're still lower where that snow's falling up near Juneau and Fond du Lac too, but a lot of us have seen sky conditions slowly clear. Visibilities come up. Cloud cover going to eventually decrease through the rest of the day as well, as temperatures pretty much hold steady. I think we'll still fall a degree or two. Viroqua, Camp Douglas, and La Crosse all down to 19, but we still do have the lower 20s across the rest of southern Wisconsin Swanson and Monroe that's even still sitting at 24. But we are going to rebound back to where we pretty much sit right now, maybe up to about 23 or 24 later this afternoon. And we do have some wind chills out there, 16 in Madison, 14 in Janesville, but only 8 this morning in Camp Douglas and La Crosse. So those areas, few of us are down to the single digits, but you can slowly start to see it's getting a little lighter outside. And again, the lower to mid 20s later this afternoon. That's still not the warmest day that we're tracking. In fact, we actually have several 30s in the forecast late in the week, but that's when winds are going to increase too. So for today, they're out of the northwest with winds up to about 15 miles per hour. That's gusts, but then later tonight and into Tuesday morning, they're going to die down a little bit more. So winds are not really going to be a factor midweek for Tuesday or Wednesday, but then they will slowly increase for Tuesday and Thursday, and more specifically Friday. So the latter half of the work week, Friday is going to be a breezy day, but that's when temperatures get back up to about 30 or so. So finally some more mild weather that returns to our forecast, and we are going to stick with above average temperatures for pretty much all of next week. Could see a bigger cool down towards the middle or end of the month, but at least for smooth sailing heading into Super Bowl weekend and maybe even Valentine's Day weekend, the weekend after that too.
All right, so things looking good if people have plans on the horizon. So I'm happy about it.
No big systems, and yeah, some more warmer weather.
Ooh, yes, good traveling weather and all.
Exactly.
All right, love to see it.
First one, traffic update. No major incidents out there. That should slow down the morning commute. Things are all green, good to go here on your Monday morning.
It's 6:47. Stars gathered for the Grammy Awards last night, marking music's biggest night with memorable performances and awards that made history.
CBS's Bradley Blackburn has a recap.
Magic and music were in the air at the Grammys, with performers from Lady Gaga to Bruno Mars. Billie Eilish won Song of the Year for Wildflower. Olivia Dean took home Best New Artist. And Kendrick Lamar, now the most winning rapper in Grammy history, received Record of the Year alongside SZA.
This is what music is about.
Lamar also making history as the first artist to win Record of the Year consecutively. Another big winner, Bad Bunny, who made history with the first Spanish-language album to win Album of the Year.
I want to dedicate this award to all the people that had to leave their homeland, their country, to follow their dreams.
He was one of several stars who spoke out about immigration enforcement.
I'm gonna say, eyes out.
Some wearing pins saying ice out.
I would be remiss if I didn't say something about what's happening in the actual world.
The late Ozzy Osbourne was honored with an all-star tribute led by Post Malone, while Lauryn Hill returned to the Grammy stage for the first time in more than a quarter century to honor Roberta Flack. Trevor Noah was back hosting for a 6th and final time, and he presented Cher with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Never give up on your dream, no matter what happens.
Dreams realized for so many artists on music's biggest night. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, other notable winners from last night, Steven Spielberg became the latest EGOT winner, an Emmy, Oscar, Tony, and Grammy. It's a rarefied era there. And, you know, we were talking about Best Audiobook. We were talking about who was going to take that home that award this year. Trevor Noah was up for that one. But it was the Dalai Lama who ended up taking the Grammy for Best Audiobook last night.
Dalai Lama. I have not heard that one.
There you go.
So there you go. I have to go back and look at some of the clips, some notable performances there. So,
yeah, we were watching some of the Biebs.
Yes, the Biebs.
Singing in his underwear last night.
Yeah,
in his socks.
That was a little bit of a surprise, but you know, he put on quite the show for taking such a long break.
You got a soft spot for the Biebs, though.
Yeah, I mean, like
you
he came, like that was like my teenage years. Like that's Justin Bieber. You gotta love it. But coming up in the morning sprint, a major shakeup to sports broadcasting. What ESPN just acquired.
Got a little kiddo turning 3 soon? Send us a picture. We'll show it on TV to help us celebrate. (6:53), time for the morning sprint.
Ending the partial government shutdown is at the top of the agenda for returning House members today. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he believes there are enough votes to approve the Senate-passed spending package by at least tomorrow. The Pentagon, State Department, and Department of Homeland Security are among the agencies affected by the funding lapse.
Live look at Sun Prairie this morning, where Jimmy the Groundhog is set to make his prognostication in about About 20 minutes or so. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Phil, that famous groundhog, did see his shadow, so he says there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. We'll be streaming from Sun Prairie on channel3000.com.
ESPN has finalized its deal to acquire NFL Network, NFL Fantasy, and the rights to Red Zone. The NFL gets a 10% stake in ESPN as part of the deal. In a statement, the two companies said NFL employees will begin integrating into ESPN in the months ahead, though ESPN says viewers are not expected to notice changes until the spring.
5-year-old Liam Ramos and his father now back in Minneapolis. They were detained by immigration officers in Minnesota and then held at an ICE facility in Texas for more than a week. A judge ordered them to be released while their case is under review. A photo of Liam wearing a bunny hat and Spider-Man backpack went viral at the time of his detainment.
In Beloit, police arrested 2 people for a shooting that left 1 person in the hospital. It happened over the weekend. Officers responded near the Telfair Park baseball field for reports of shots fired. Police arrested a minor and an 18-year-old. Police are continuing to investigate.
Right now, nominations for Best of Madison are live. You have until February 28th to vote for your favorite business or restaurant and a whole lot of other categories. Log on right now, channel3000.com.
At the Grammys on CBS, Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny made history with the first Spanish-language album to win Album of the Year. This comes as he's set to perform at the Super Bowl halftime this weekend. Director Steven Spielberg, now an EGOT winner, the rare artist who has won an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award.
We've got the 20s that are going to return the next couple of days. We had nice temperatures over this last weekend, and that's going to continue. Our stretch even heads over to 30 degrees. Heading into the late week, that's when breezy conditions are also going to return. Maybe a slight chance of rain and snow, but right now that system not looking prominent for us. We've got the mid to even upper 30s then for next week.
Ooh, just get you a little bit excited.
I know, after what we had, for sure.
Yes, I will take this over that anytime.
But either way, we're having 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah, as expected.
Yeah,
as expected.
We're only at February 2nd, so still got some time.
We got some time.
Yeah,
for sure. Savannah, thank you.
Hey, if you want to see Jimmy the Groundhog's prediction, just log on to channel3000.com, go to Channel 3000 Plus, and you can view it live coming up here in about 15 minutes. CBS Mornings is coming up next right here.
Have a great day.